Tina Turner, born Anna Mae Bullock, November 26, 1939 to May 24, 2023, was a singer, songwriter, and actress. Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, she rose to prominence as the lead singer of the husband-wife duo Ike and Tina Turner before launching a successful career as a solo performer. Early life. Turner was born Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939, in Brownsville, Tennessee. She was the youngest daughter of Floyd Richard Bullock and his wife Zelma Priscilla, née Curry. The family lived in the rural unincorporated community of Nutbush, Tennessee, where Bullock's father worked as an overseer of the sharecroppers at Poindexter Farm on Highway 180. She later recalled picking cotton with her family at an early age. Bullock was African American, but she believed she had a significant amount of Native American ancestry until she participated in the PBS series African American Lives 2 with Henry Louis Gates Jr. Gates shared her genealogical DNA test estimates and traced her family timeline. Bullock had two older sisters, Evelyn Juanita Curry and Ruby Aline Bullock, a songwriter. She was the first cousin once removed of bluesman Eugene Bridges. As young children, the three sisters were separated when their parents relocated to Knoxville, Tennessee, to work at a defense facility during World War II. Bullock went to stay with her strict, religious paternal grandparents, Alex and Roxana Bullock, who were deacon and deaconess at the Woodlawn Missionary Baptist Church. After the war, the sisters reunited with their parents and moved with them to Knoxville. 2 years later, the family returned to Nutbush to live in the Flag Grove community, where Bullock attended Flag Grove Elementary School from 1st through 8th grade. As a young girl, Bullock sang in the church choir at Nutbush's Spring Hill Baptist Church. In 1950, when she was 11, her mother Zelma left without warning, seeking freedom from her abusive relationship with Floyd by relocating to St. Louis. 2 years after her mother left the family, her father married another woman and moved to Detroit. Bullock and her sisters were sent to live with their maternal grandmother, Georgiana Curry, in Brownsville, Tennessee. She stated in her autobiography Ike Tina that she felt her parents did not love her and that she was not wanted. Zelma had planned to leave Floyd but stayed once she became pregnant. Bullock recalled, "She was a very young woman who didn't want another kid." As a teenager, Bullock worked as a domestic worker for the Henderson family in Ripley, Tennessee. She was at the Henderson house when she was notified that her half-sister Evelyn had died in a car crash alongside her cousins Margaret and Vela Evans while going out. While Evans survived the car crash, a self-professed tomboy, Bullock joined both the cheerleading squad and the female basketball team at Carver High School in Brownsville, and socialized every chance she got. When Bullock was 16, her grandmother died, so she went to live with her mother in St. Louis. She graduated from Sumner High School in 1958. After high school, Bullock worked as a nurse's aide at Barnes Jewish Hospital. Personal life. Relationships and marriages. Early relationships. While still in Brownsville, Turner fell in love for the first time with Harry Taylor. They met at a high school basketball game. Taylor initially attended a different school, but he relocated to be near her. In 1986, she told Rolling Stone, "Harry was real popular and had tons of girlfriends, but eventually I got him, and we went steady for a year." Their relationship ended after she discovered that Taylor had married another girl who was expecting his child. After moving to St. Louis, Turner and her sister Aline became acquainted with Ike Turner's Kings of Rhythm. Aline was dating the band's drummer Eugene Washington, and Bullock began dating the saxophonist Raymond Hill. After Turner became pregnant during her senior year of high school, she moved in with Hill, who lived with Ike Turner. She recalled, "I didn't love him as much as I'd loved Harry. But he was good-looking. I thought, my baby's going to be beautiful." Their relationship ended after Hill broke his ankle during a wrestling match with Kings of Rhythm singer Carlson Oliver. Hill returned to his hometown of Clarksdale before their son Craig was born in August 1958, leaving Turner to become a single parent. Ike Turner. Ike and Tina Turner arriving at Amsterdam Airport Schiphol in 1971. Turner likened her early relationship with Ike Turner to that of a brother and sister from another lifetime. They were platonic friends from the time they met in 1956 until 1960. Their affair began while Ike was with his live-in girlfriend Lorraine Taylor. They became intimate when she went to sleep with him after another musician threatened to go into her room. After recording A Fool in Love in 1960, a pregnant Turner told Ike that she did not want to continue their relationship. He responded by striking her in the head with a wooden shoe stretcher. Turner recalled that this incident was the first time he instilled fear in her, but she decided to stay with him because she really did care about him. After the birth of their son Ronnie in October 1960, they moved to Los Angeles in 1962 and married in Tijuana. In 1963, Ike purchased a house in the View Park area. They brought their son Ronnie, Turner's son Craig, and Ike's two sons with Lorraine, Ike Jr. and Michael, from St. Louis to live with them. She later revealed in Ike Tina that Ike was abusive and promiscuous throughout their marriage, which led to her suicide attempt in 1968 by overdosing on Valium pills. She said, "It was my relationship with Ike that made me most unhappy. At first, I had really been in love with him. Look what he'd done for me. But he was totally unpredictable." Later on, in his old age, Ike was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. By the mid-1970s, Ike was heavily addicted to cocaine, which hindered his relationship with Turner. She abruptly left Ike after they got into a bloody fight on their way to the Dallas Statler Hilton on July 1, 1976. She fled with only 36 cents and a mobile credit card in her pocket to the nearby Ramada Inn across the freeway. On July 27, Turner filed for divorce on the grounds of irreconcilable differences. Her divorce petition asked for $4,000 a month in alimony, $1,000 a month in child support, and custody of her sons Craig and Ronnie. The divorce was finalized on March 29, 1978, in the final divorce decree. Turner took responsibility for missed concert dates as well as an IRS lien. Turner retained songwriter royalties from songs she had written, but Ike got the publishing royalties for his compositions and hers. She also kept her 2 Jaguars, furs, jewelry, and her stage name. Turner gave Ike her share of their Bullock Sound recording studio, publishing companies, and real estate, and he kept his 4 cars. Several promoters lost money and sued to recoup their losses. For almost 2 years, she received food stamps and played small clubs to pay off debts. Ike Turner stated on several occasions that he was never officially married to Turner because he was legally married to another woman at the time of their ceremony. However, they had a common-law marriage and still had to go through a formal divorce. He also stated that her birth name was Martha Nell Bullock, not Anna Mae Bullock. She signed her legal name as Martha Nell Turner on multiple contracts. In his autobiography, Talking Back My Name, Ike Turner stated, "Sure, I've slapped Tina. We had fights, and there have been times when I punched her to the ground without thinking. But I never beat her." In a 1999 interview on The Roseanne Show, Roseanne Barr urged Ike to publicly apologize to Turner. In 2007, Ike told Jet that he still loved her and he had written a letter apologizing for putting her and the kids through that kind of stuff, but he never sent it. After his death on December 12, 2007, Turner issued a brief statement through her spokesperson. "Tina hasn't had any contact with Ike in more than 30 years. No further comment will be made." Turner's sister Aline still considered Ike her brother-in-law and attended his funeral. Phil Spector criticized Tina Turner at the funeral. Turner told the Sunday Times in 2018 that as an old person, "I have forgiven him, but I would not work with him. He asked for one more tour with me, and I said, no. Absolutely not. Ike wasn't someone you could forgive and allow him back in." Ike and Tina Turner. Main article, Ike and Tina Turner. Origins, 1956 to 1960. "I would have been lost in my life at that point without him. I mean, I could do 2 things, work in a hospital or sing in Ike's band. I didn't know anything else. Or anyone else. And I wanted to sing." Tina Turner, 1986. Bullock and her sister began to perform frequently at nightclubs in St. Louis and East St. Louis. She first saw Ike Turner perform with his band The Kings of Rhythm at the Club Manhattan in East St. Louis. Bullock was impressed by his talent, recalling that she almost went into a trance watching him play. She asked Turner to let her sing in his band despite the fact that few women had ever sung with him. Turner said he would call her but never did. One night, in 1956, Bullock got hold of the microphone from Kings of Rhythm drummer Eugene Washington during an intermission and she sang the B.B. King blues ballad, "You Know I Love You." Upon hearing Bullock sing, Ike Turner asked her if she knew more songs. She sang the rest of the night and became a featured vocalist with his band. During this period, he taught her the finer points of vocal control and performance. Bullock's first recording was in 1958 under the name Little and on the single Box Top. She is credited as a vocalist on the record alongside Ike and fellow kings of rhythm singer Carlson Oliver. In 1960, Ike Turner wrote A Fool in Love for singer Art Lassiter. Bullock was to sing background with Lassiter's backing vocalists, the Artettes. Lassiter failed to show up for the recording session at Technosonic Studios. Since Turner had already paid for the studio time, Bullock suggested that she sing the lead. He decided to use Bullock to record a demo with the intention of erasing her vocals and adding Lassiter's at a later date. Local St. Louis disc jockey Dave Dixon convinced Turner to send the tape to Jeggy Murray, president of R&B label Sue Records. Upon hearing the song, Murray was impressed with Bullock's vocals, later stating, "That Tina sounded like screaming dirt." It was a funky sound. Murray bought the track and paid Turner a $25,000 advance for the recording and publishing rights. Murray also convinced Turner to make Bullock the star of the show. Turner responded by renaming Bullock Tina because it rhymed with Sheena. He was inspired by Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, and Nyoka the Jungle Girl to create her stage persona. Turner added his last name and trademarked the name Tina Turner as a form of protection. His idea was that if Bullock left him like his previous singers had, he could replace her with another Tina Turner. However, family and friends still called her an early success, 1960 to 1965. Ike and Tina Turner on the cover of Cashbox's June 30, 1962, issue. Bullock was introduced to the public as Tina Turner with the single A Fool in Love in July 1960. It reached number 2 on the Hot R&B Sides chart and number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. Journalist Kurt Loder described the track as the blackest record to ever creep into the white pop charts since Ray Charles's gospel-styled What Did I Say that previous summer. Another single from the duo, It's Gonna Work Out Fine, reached number 14 on the Hot 100 and No. 2 on the R&B chart in 1961, earning them a Grammy nomination for Best Rock and Roll Performance. Other singles Ike and Tina Turner released between 1960 and 1962 included the R&B hits I Idolize You, Poor Fool, and Tra-La-La-La-La. After the release of A Fool in Love, Ike Turner created the Ike and Tina Turner Revue, which included the Kings of Rhythm and a girl group, the Artettes, as backing vocalists and dancers. He remained in the background as the bandleader. Ike Turner put the entire revue through a rigorous touring schedule across the United States, performing 90 days straight in venues around the country. During the days of the Chitlin Circuit, the Ike and Tina Turner Revue built a reputation as one of the hottest, most durable, and potentially most explosive of all R&B ensembles, rivaling the James Brown Revue in terms of musical spectacle. Due to their profitable performances, they were able to perform in front of desegregated audiences in Southern clubs and hotels. Between 1963 and 1965, the band toured constantly and produced moderately successful R&B singles. Tina Turner's first credited single as a solo artist, Too Many Ties That Bind / We Need an Understanding, was released from Ike Turner's label Sonya Records in 1964. Another single by the duo, You Can't Miss Nothing That You Never Had, reached number 29 on the Billboard R&B chart. After their tenure at Sue Records, the duo signed with more than 10 labels during the remainder of the decade, including Kent, Senko, Tangerine, Pompeii, A&M, and Minute. In 1964, they signed to Warner Brothers Records and Bob Crosno became their manager. On the Warner Brothers label, they achieved their first charting album with Live. The Ike and Tina Turner Show, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard Hot R&B LP chart in February 1965. Their singles Tell Her I'm Not Home, released on Loma Records, and Goodbye, So Long, released on Modern Records, were top 40 R&B hits in 1965. Tina Turner's profile was raised after several solo appearances on shows such as American Bandstand and Shindig. While the entire revue appeared on Hollywood A Go-Go. In 1965, music producer Phil Spector attended an Ike and Tina Turner show at a club on the Sunset Strip, and he invited them to appear in the concert film The Big TNT Show. Mainstream success, 1966 to 1975. The duo seated and singing. Ike and Tina Turner by Dennis Hopper in 1966. Impressed by the duo's performance on the Big TNT show, Phil Spector was eager to produce Tina Turner, working out a deal with Ike and Tina Turner's manager Bob Crosnow, who was also head of Loma. Spector offered $20,000 for creative control over the sessions to produce Turner and have Ike and Tina Turner released from their contract with Loma. They signed to Spector's Phil's label in April 1966 after Tina Turner had already recorded with him their first single on his label, River Deep. Mountain High was released in May 1966. Spector considered that record, with Turner's maximum energy over the wall of sound, to be his best work. It was successful overseas, reaching number 3 on the UK singles chart and number 1 on Los 40 Principales in Spain, but it failed to go any higher than number 88 on the Billboard Hot 100. The impact of the record gave Ike and Tina Turner an opening spot on the Rolling Stones UK tour in the fall of 1966. In November 1967, Turner became the first female artist and the first black artist to appear on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. The duo signed with Blue Thumb Records in 1968, releasing the album Out of Season in 1969. The album produced their charted cover of Otis Redding's I've Been Loving You Too Long. Later that year, they released the Hunter album. The title track, Albert King's The Hunter, earned Turner a Grammy nomination for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance. The success of the albums led to the Revue headlining in Las Vegas, where their shows were attended by a variety of celebrities including Sly Stone, Janis Joplin, Cher, James Brown, Ray Charles, Elton John, and Elvis Presley. Sammy Davis Jr. was particularly fond of Turner, and after she filmed an episode of The Name of the Game with him in Las Vegas, he surprised her with a Jaguar XJ6. As the decade came to an end, Ike and Tina Turner began performing at music festivals. Tina Turner's fashion evolved from formal dresses to mini dresses and revealing outfits. She emerged as a sex symbol and was praised for her sensual performances. Turner performing on stage at Tulane Stadium during Soul Bowl 70 in October 1970. In the fall of 1969, Ike and Tina Turner's profile in their home country was raised after opening for the Rolling Stones on their U.S. tour. They gained more exposure from performances on The Ed Sullivan Show, Playboy After Dark, and The Andy Williams Show. The duo released 2 albums in 1970, Come Together and Workin' Together. Their cover of I Want to Take You Higher peaked at number 34 on the Hot 100, whereas the original by Sly and the Family Stone had peaked at number 38. The Come Together and Workin' Together albums marked a turning point in their careers in which they switched from their usual R&B repertoire to incorporate more rock tunes such as Come Together, Honky Tonk Woman, and Get Back. In early 1971, their cover of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Proud Mary became their biggest hit. The single reached number 4 on the Hot 100 and sold more than 1 million copies, winning them a Grammy for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group. In July 1971, their live album, What You Hear Is What You Get, was released. It was recorded at Carnegie Hall and became their first certified gold album. Later that year, they had a top 40 R&B hit with Upu Padu. Their next 3 singles to chart, I'm Yours, Use Me Any Way You Wanna, Up in Here, and Early One Morning, a Little Richard cover, all peaked at number 47 on the R&B chart. In 1972, the Turners opened Bullock Sound Recording Studio near their home in Inglewood. After Liberty was absorbed into United Artists Records, they were assigned to that label. Around this time, Tina Turner began writing more songs. She wrote 9 out of the 10 tracks on their 1972 album Feel Good. In October 1972, Turner and the Ikettes performed at Star Spangled Women, a political fundraiser for the 1972 presidential campaign of George McGovern, at Madison Square Garden in New York City. The duo's 1973 hit single Nutbush City Limits, number 22 pop, number 11 R&B, penned by Tina Turner, reached number 1 in Austria, number 4 in the UK, and the top 5 in several other countries. It was certified silver by the BPI for selling 250,000 in the UK. As a result of their success, they received the Golden European Record Award, the first ever given, for selling more than 1 million records of Nutbush City Limits in Europe. Their follow-up hits included Sweet Rhode Island Red and Sexy Ida in 1974. In 1974, the duo released the Grammy-nominated album The Gospel According to Ike and Tina, which was nominated for Best Soul Gospel Performance. Ike also received a solo nomination for his single Father Alone from the album. Tina Turner's first solo album, Tina Turns the Country On, earned her a nomination for Best R&B Vocal Performance, Female. That year, Tina Turner filmed the rock opera Tommy in London. She played the Acid Queen, a drug-addicted prostitute. Her performance was critically acclaimed. Shortly after filming Wrapped, Turner appeared on Anne Margaret's TV special. Following the release of Tommy in 1975, Tina Turner released another solo album, Acid Queen. The album reached number 39 on the Billboard R&B chart. It produced the charting singles Baby, Get It On, and a cover of Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love. Split, 1976. By the mid-1970s, Ike was heavily addicted to cocaine, which hindered his relationship with Tina. In 1976, they headlined at the Waldorf Astoria, New York, and signed a television deal with CBS TV. Ike made plans for them to leave United Artists Records for a 5-year deal with Cream Records for $150,000 per year. The deal was to be signed on July 5. On July 1, the Turners flew from Los Angeles to Dallas, where the Revue had a gig at the Statler Hilton in downtown. The couple got into a physical altercation on their way to the hotel. Shortly after arriving, Tina fled from Ike with only 36 cents and a mobile card to the nearby Ramada Inn across the freeway. She filed for divorce on July 27, and it was finalized on March 29, 1978. After their separation, United Artists released 2 more albums credited to the duo, Delilah's Power, 1977, and Airwaves, 1978. Solo career. Early solo career, 1976 to 1982. In 1976 and 1977, Tina Turner earned income by appearing on TV shows such as The Hollywood Squares, Donnie and Marie, The Sonny and Cher Show, and The Brady Bunch Hour. After her separation from Ike, lawsuits were mounting for canceled Ike and Tina Turner gigs. She resumed touring to pay off her debts, with finances given to her by United Artists executive Mike Stewart. In 1977, she re-emerged with new costumes created by Bob Mackie. She headlined a series of cabaret shows at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas and took her act to smaller venues in the United States. Later that year, she embarked on her first solo concert tour in Australia. In 1978, Turner released her third solo album, Rough, on United Artists, with distribution in North America and Europe on EMI. That album, along with its 1979 follow-up, Love Explosion, which included a brief diversion to disco music, failed to chart, so United Artists Records and Turner parted ways. Without the promise of a hit record, she continued performing and headlined her second tour. In 1979, Australian manager Roger Davies agreed to manage Turner after seeing her perform at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. In early 1979, Turner worked in Italy as a regular performer on the Reedy One TV series Luna Park, hosted by Pippo Botto and Heather Parisi. Later that year, she embarked on a controversial 5-week tour of South Africa during the apartheid regime. She later regretted the decision, stating that she was naive about the politics in South Africa at the time. In October 1981, Rod Stewart attended Turner's show at the Ritz in New York City and invited her to perform Hot Legs with him on Saturday Night Live. In November, Turner opened for the Rolling Stones during their 1981 American tour. Turner performed in March 1982 in the Willem Maurice Show, Netherlands, which resulted in the hit Shame, 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 reaching number 47 in the Netherlands. In 1982, Turner's recording of The Temptations' Ball of Confusion for the UK production team BF became a hit in European dance clubs. In 1982, Turner also appeared on the album Music of Quality and Distinction Volume 1 by BF, a side project of Heaven 17, singing Ball of Confusion. She filmed a music video for Ball of Confusion that aired on the fledgling music video channel MTV, becoming one of the first Black American artists to gain airtime on the channel. Also in 1982, Turner appeared as a special guest on Chuck Berry's television special performed at the Roxy in West Hollywood. Career resurgence and superstardom, 1983 to 2000. Until 1983, Turner was considered a nostalgia act, performing mostly at hotel ballrooms and clubs in the United States. During her second stint at the Ritz, she signed with Capitol Records in 1983. In November 1983, she released her cover of Al Green's Let's Stay Together, which was produced by BF. It reached several European charts, including number 6 in the UK. In the US, the song peaked at number 26 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 1 on Hot Dance Club Songs, and number 3 on Hot Black Singles. Following the single's surprise success, Capitol Records approved a studio album. Turner had 2 weeks to record her Private Dancer album, which was released in May 1984. It reached number 3 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 in the United Kingdom. Private Dancer was certified 5 times platinum in the United States and sold 10 million copies worldwide, becoming her most successful album. Also in May 1984, Capitol issued the album's second single, What's Love Got to Do with It? The song had previously been recorded by the pop group Bucks Fizz. Following the album's release, Turner joined Lionel Richie as the opening act on his tour. On September 1, 1984, Turner achieved her first and only #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with What's Love Got to Do with It. The follow-up singles Better Be Good to Me and Private Dancer were both U.S. top 10 hits. The same year, she duet with David Bowie on a cover of Iggy Pop's Tonight. Released as a single in November, it peaked at number 53 in both the UK and the US. Turner culminated her comeback when she won 3 Grammys at the 27th Annual Grammy Awards, including the Grammy Award for Record of the Year for What's Love Got to Do with It. In February 1985, she embarked on her second world tour to support the Private Dancer album. 2 nights were filmed at Birmingham, England's NEC Arena and later released as a concert on home video. During this time, she also contributed vocals to the USA for Africa benefit song We Are the World. Turner's success continued when she traveled to Australia to star opposite Mel Gibson in the 1985 post-apocalyptic film Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. The movie provided her with her first acting role in 10 years. She portrayed the glamorous auntie entity, the ruler of Bartertown. Upon release, critical response to her performance was generally positive. The film was a global success, grossing more than $36 million in the United States. Turner later received the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actress for her role in the film. She recorded 2 songs for the film, We Don't Need Another Hero, Thunderdome, and One of the Living. Both became hits, with the latter winning her a Grammy Award for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance. In July 1985, Turner performed at Live Aid alongside Mick Jagger. Their performance shocked observers when Jagger ripped her skirt off. Turner released a duet, It's Only Love, with Bryan Adams. It was nominated for a Grammy Award, and the music video won an MTV Video Music Award for Best Stage Performance. In 1986, Turner released her 6th solo album, Break Every Rule, which reached #1 in 4 countries and sold over 5 million copies worldwide within its first year of release. The album sold more than 1 million copies in the United States and Germany alone. The album featured the singles Typical Male, Two People, What You Get Is What You See, and the Grammy-winning Back Where You Started. Prior to the album's release, Turner published her autobiography Ike Tina, which became a bestseller. That year, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her Break Every Rule World Tour, which began in March 1987 in Munich, Germany, was the 3rd highest-grossing tour by a female artist in North America that year. In January 1988, Turner performed in front of approximately 180,000 at Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, setting a Guinness World Record at the time for the largest paying concert attendance for a solo artist. In April 1988, Turner released the Tina Live in Europe album, which won a Grammy Award for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance. After taking time off following the end of the tour, she emerged with the Foreign Affair album in 1989. It reached #1 in 8 countries, including in the UK, 5 times platinum, her first #1 album there. The album sold over 6 million copies worldwide and included the international hit single, The Best. In 1990, Turner embarked on her Foreign Affair European tour, which drew in nearly 4 million spectators, breaking the record for a European tour that was previously set by the Rolling Stones. In October 1991, Turner released her first greatest hits compilation, Simply the Best, which sold 7 million copies worldwide. The album is her biggest seller in the UK, where it is certified 8 times platinum with more than 2 million copies sold. Private Dancer was the beginning of my success in England, and basically Europe has been very supportive of my music. I am not as big as Madonna in the United States. I'm as big as Madonna in Europe. I'm as big as, in some places, in Europe, as the Rolling Stones. Turner reflecting on her European success, Larry King Live, 1997. In 1991, Ike and Tina Turner were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Ike Turner was incarcerated at the time and Tina Turner did not attend. Turner stated through her publicist that she was taking a leave of absence following her tour and she felt emotionally unequipped to return to the U.S. and respond to the night of celebration in the manner she would want. Phil Spector accepted the award on their behalf. In 1993, the semi-autobiographical film What's Love Got to Do with It was released. The film starred Angela Bassett as Tina Turner and Lawrence Fishburne as Ike Turner. They received Best Actress and Best Actor Oscar nominations for their roles. While she was not heavily involved in the film, Turner contributed to the soundtrack for What's Love Got to Do with It, re-recording old songs and several new songs. The single I Don't Wanna Fight from the soundtrack was a top 10 hit in the US and UK. In 1993, Turner embarked on her What's Love? tour, which visited primarily North America with a few shows in Australasia and Europe. In 1995, Turner returned to the studio, releasing GoldenEye, which was written by Bono and The Edge of U2 for the James Bond film GoldenEye. In 1996, Turner released the Wildest Dreams album, accompanied by her Wildest Dreams tour. In September 1999, before celebrating her 60th birthday, Turner released the dance-infused song When the Heartache Is Over as the leading single from her 10th and final solo album, 24/7. The success of the single and the following tour helped the album become certified gold by the RA. The 24/7 tour was the highest-grossing tour of 2000, grossing over $120 million. Her two concerts at Wembley Stadium were recorded by the director David Mallet and released in the DVD. One Last Time Live in Concert. At a July 2000 concert in Zurich, Switzerland, Turner announced that she would retire at the end of the tour. Later career, 2001 to 2021. Turner during her 50th anniversary tour in 2009. In November 2004, Turner released All the Best, which debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 in 2005, her highest-charting album in the United States. The album went platinum in the U.S. 3 months after its release and reached platinum status in 7 other countries, including the UK. In December 2005, Turner was recognized by the Kennedy Center Honors at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C., and was elected to join an elite group of entertainers. In February 2006, Turner released Teach Me Again, a duet single with Italian singer-songwriter Elisa that was recorded for the anthology film All the Invisible Children. The whole revenue from the single's sales was donated to charity projects for children led by the World Food Program and UNICEF. Turner made a public comeback in February 2008 at the Grammy Awards, where she performed alongside Beyoncé. In addition, she won a Grammy as a featured artist on River, the Joni Letters. In October 2008, Turner embarked on her first tour in nearly 10 years with the Tina 50th Anniversary Tour. In support of the tour, Turner released a Greatest Hits compilation. The tour was a huge success and became one of the best-selling tours in history. In 2009, Turner officially retired from performing. In 2009, Turner co-founded a global music foundation, Beyond Foundation, with Swiss Christian musician Regula Kurdi and Swiss Tibetan Buddhist Dekhen Shak Dagse. Turner co-released 4 albums of spiritual or uplifting music released through projects with Beyond, Buddhist and Christian Prayers, 2009, Children, 2011, Love Within, 2014, and Awakening, 2017. As of 2023, the Swiss Beyond Foundation remains active and enables the collaboration of musical artists from different parts of the world. In April 2010, mainly due to an online campaign by fans of Rangers Football Club, Turner's 1989 hit, The Best, returned to the UK singles chart, peaking at number 9. This made Turner the first female recording artist in UK chart history to score top 40 hits in 6 consecutive decades, 1960s, 2010s. In 2011, Beyond's second album Children, with Children United in Prayer followed and charted again in Switzerland. Turner promoted the album by performing on TV shows in Germany and Switzerland. In April 2013, Turner appeared on the cover of the German issue of Vogue magazine at the age of 73, becoming the oldest person to be featured on the cover of Vogue. In February 2014, Parlophone Records released a new compilation titled Love Songs. The musical Tina playing at the Aldwych Theatre in the West End, September 2019. In December 2016, Turner announced that she had been working on Tina, a musical based on her life story, in collaboration with Phyllida Lloyd and Stage Entertainment. The show opened at the Aldwych Theatre in London in April 2018 with Adrienne Warren in the lead role. Warren reprised her role on Broadway in the fall of 2019. Turner received the 2018 Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and her second memoir, My Love Story, was released in October 2018. In 2020, she came out of retirement to collaborate with Norwegian producer Kygo on a remix of What's Love Got to Do with It, With this release, she became the first artist to have a top 40 hit in 7 consecutive decades in the UK. In 2020, Turner released her third book, Happiness Becomes You, A Guide to Changing Your Life for Good. She co-wrote the book with American author Taro Gold and Swiss singer Regula Curti. It was chosen by Amazon's editors as a best nonfiction book of 2020. In 2021, Turner appeared in the documentary film Tina, directed by Dan Lindsay and T.J. Martin. In October 2021, Turner sold her music rights to BMG Rights Management for an estimated $50 million, with Warner Music still handling distribution of her music. Later that month, Turner was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist, accepting her award via satellite from her home near Zurich, Switzerland. Erwin Bach. In 1986, Turner met German music executive Erwin Bach, who was sent by her European record label, EMI, to greet Turner at Dusseldorf Airport. Bach was over 16 years her junior. Initially friends, they began dating later that year. In July 2013, after a 27-year romantic relationship, they married in a civil ceremony on the banks of Lake Zurich in Küsnacht, Switzerland. Children. Turner had 2 biological sons, one with Kings of Rhythm saxophonist Raymond Hill, named Raymond Craig, born on August 20, 1958, and the other with Ike Turner, Ronald Ronnie Rennell Turner, born on October 27, 1960. She also adopted 2 of Ike Turner's children, raising them as her own. Turner was 18 years of age when she gave birth to her eldest son. Ike Turner adopted Raymond Craig Hill and changed his name to Craig Raymond Turner. Craig was found dead in an apparent suicide in July 2018. Turner's younger son, Ronnie, played bass guitar in a band called Manufactured Funk with songwriter and musician Patrick Moten. Ronnie also played for both of his parents' bands. Through him, Turner had 2 grandchildren. He was married to French singer Affida Turner. Ronnie died from complications of colon cancer in December 2022. During Turner's divorce trial, Ike sent their 4 sons to live with Tina and gave her money for 1 month's rent. Ike Turner Jr. worked as a sound engineer at Bollock Sound and briefly for Turner after her divorce, later winning a Grammy Award for producing his father's album Risin' with the Blues. He toured with former Rockette Randy Love as Sweet Randy Love and the Love Tang Band. Ike Turner Jr. stated that he and his brothers had a distant relationship with their mother, Tina. Turner wrote in her autobiography Ike Tina that after her divorce she became a little bit estranged from all her sons except Craig. In 1989, Turner told TV Week that she's still there for the boys, but there were reports of Turner's estrangement from her sons in the years before her death. Religious beliefs. Turner sometimes referred to herself as a Buddhist, Baptist, alluding to her upbringing in the Baptist church where her father was a deacon and her later conversion to Buddhism as an adult. In a 2016 interview with Lion's Roar magazine, she declared, "I consider myself a Buddhist." The February 15, 1979, issue of Jet magazine featured Turner with her Buddhist altar on the cover. Turner credited the Liturgy of Nichiren Daishonin and Soka Gakkai International for her introduction to spiritual knowledge. Turner stated in her 1986 autobiography Ike Tina that she was introduced to Nichiren Buddhism by Ike Turner's friend Valerie Bishop, who taught her the chant Nam Myo Horenchikyo in 1973. Turner later stated in her 2020 spiritual memoir Happiness Becomes You that her son, Ronnie Turner, first suggested she might benefit from chanting. Turner practiced Buddhism with her neighborhood Soka Gakkai International chanting group. After chanting, Turner noticed positive changes in her life, which she attributed to her newfound spiritual practice. She said, "I realized that I had within me everyone I needed to change my life for the better." During the hardest times of her life, Turner chanted for hours per day, and although in later life she no longer chanted as much, she still maintained a daily practice. Turner likened Buddhist chanting to singing. She told Lion's Roar, "Nam Myo Horenchikyo is a song. In the Soka Gakkai tradition, we are taught how to sing it. It is a sound and a rhythm, and it touches a place inside you. That place we try to reach is the subconscious mind. I believe that it is the highest place, and, if you communicate with it, that is when you receive information on what to do." Dramatizations of Turner chanting were included both in the 1993 film What's Love Got to Do with It and in the 2021 documentary film Tina. Turner met with the 14th Dalai Lama in Einsiedeln, Switzerland, on August 2, 2005. She also met with Swiss Tibetan Buddhist singer Dekhen Shak Dagse and in 2009 co-created a spiritual music project with Shak Dagse and Swiss singer Regula Curti called Beyond. residences, citizenship, and wealth. Turner began living at Chateau Algonquin in Küsnacht on the shore of Lake Zurich in 1994. She previously owned property in Cologne, London, and Los Angeles, and a villa on the French Riviera named Anna Fleur. In 2013, Turner applied for Swiss citizenship, stating she would renounce her citizenship in the United States. The stated reasons for the relinquishment were that she no longer had any strong connections to the United States and has no plans to reside there in the future. In April, she undertook a mandatory citizenship test, which included advanced knowledge of German, the official language of the Canton of Zurich, and of Swiss history. On April 22, 2013, she became a citizen of Switzerland and was issued a Swiss passport. Turner signed the paperwork to relinquish her American citizenship at the U.S. Embassy in Bern on October 24, 2013. Turner's wealth was estimated at 225 million Swiss francs, about $250 million in 2022 by the Swiss business magazine Bilanz.